Are you looking for some read out loud books for your kids for the summer or for the upcoming homeschool year? Well, I have you covered. Hey guys, it's Bonnie from Mrs. Mom's Homeschool, and today I want to share with you guys some read out loud books that we have really loved in case you guys are looking for some summer read out loud books or something for the homeschool year. So the first book I want to recommend is the book Bob, and this book is adorable. I really enjoyed reading this book with the kids. It's about a girl named Livy who goes back to visit her grandmother who she hasn't seen in a very long time, and she felt like she was forgetting something really important. It turns out she has an invisible friend named Bob who she seems to forget every time she leaves his presence. And throughout the story, they're trying to figure out who Bob is and where he came from in order to help get Bob back home. The next book is The Island of the Blue Dolphins. We actually read this as part of our Oceans unit over last summer. And it was about a girl named Karana who was left behind when her family was all taken on a ship to be taken away from this island to another land, and she was left behind and they never came back for her. So, or did they? So she has to learn how to survive, and along with some other characters that are in the book. This makes a good kind of survival story if you guys want to do a survival unit or beach or ocean unit for the summertime. Eventown was one of my favorite books. It is about two girls and her parents who move from their town because something tragic has happened, which you don't find out until much later in the book. They move into a new town where there's no electronics, no TV, no technology. Everything is the same. Everyone is happy. It's like everybody has forgotten memories of their past. But one of the sisters is not liking or understanding why she can't remember some of her stories from her past. So it's Path. It's a good mystery. There is a mention of a family with two moms that, depending on your views, you may want to skip over, but it's very subtle and the kids won't even notice if you're reading it to them. So this book was a really good book. The BFG. I'm sure you guys have heard of the BFG or have seen the movie The Big Friendly Giant. It's about a giant who takes a little girl from her home because she saw him as he's doing his daily or nightly rounds amongst the town, and so he has to scoop her up and he can't return her, but he's a friendly giant. All the other giants eat kids, but this one doesn't, and so he has to help her survive in his town of giants, but also she has to figure out how to stop all the bad giants from taking children and eating them. I know it sounds horrible, but it's really not that bad. So this was a really cute story too. 100 Cupboards. This was a really good book. This is a series of 4. Now I stopped on the second book because it started getting a little bit gory and a little bit too dark for my 6-year-old. But if you have kids that are in like middle school, they can either read this on their own, or you can read the first book with your little ones and your bigger kids. It's about a boy who leaves his family for the summer to go with his aunt and uncle, and in the room in the attic that he's staying in, he finds cupboards, and there's actually 99 cupboards in there, and they lead to magical worlds. So it's definitely an adventure story, very cool. The Secret Zoo was probably the first book I ever read out loud to my kids, and I'm going to see if I can remember exactly what it was about, but I believe one of the characters went missing and the friends found clues that showed that the last place they went was in the zoo. Well, some of the animals were kind of helping them. They weren't talking or anything, but they were kind of helping them guide these children to finding the other child that was missing. And it turns out there's a secret zoo within the zoo. So this has a lot of adventure and mystery as well. And last but not least, we are reading the book of Snow and Rose. Now I can't really tell you what this is about yet because we're only on chapter 3. But it says Snow and Rose didn't know they were living in a fairy tale. People never do. So this will be in my next read out loud video. If you're wondering why we tend to read out loud to our kids, or why some homeschoolers read out loud to their kids, I want you to check out this video here as I explained why you should read out loud to your kids based on a book that I read called The Read Out Loud Family. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.